Hello and welcome to PS Best Friends, episode 49 for the week of April 24th, 2018. As always, we are the PlayStation podcast by the community, for the community. We come to you each and every Tuesday to give you the rundown on all the latest PlayStation news you could possibly need. So this week I was going to start off by giving a long soliloquy on how I think Far Cry 5 is the most disappointing game in recent memory in the franchise and how the ending is an absolute abomination. But God of War is out this week, so that's what we're talking about. As always, I'm your host, Anthony Palm. Of course, couldn't bring you all the weekly goods without Chicago's prodigal son, Miguel Alvarez.
I love God of War. Period.
And Jeffrey Mizrahi, the Brooklyn bad boy himself.
God of War, isn't that like a wicked old PS2 game or something? Why are you guys talking about that this week?
I thought it was a PSP game.
I don't know.
Actually.
You should know, man. Someone reviewed that.
We actually used that joke last week, so let's just jump into it.
And no one laughed at it last time, so maybe I'd get another laugh this time, all right?
Yeah, maybe.
Listeners.
So God of War is officially out. God of War is officially out. And Miguel and I have been playing it quite a bit. Jeffrey, of course, got an early review code with the New York Game Critics. What was that? New York Game Critics Circle?
Yeah.
Guild? Clan?
And
Circle?
nygamecritics.com.
Okay, that. So Miguel and I are loving it. We're absolutely loving it. I have a bunch of, actually wrote like a list of notes. So I figured we'll just start the show off with this because that's what everyone wants to hear about. We do have a bunch of news for you coming up in a little bit after we talk about God of War. And also before we jump into it, just some quick housekeeping. We are on Patreon at patreon.com/psbestfriends where you can back us for any number of dollars. If you throw us a couple bucks, we'll get a shout out on the show. This podcast is always free, but we would really appreciate your support. It would keep us running, buy us pizza if we need it. I'm just kidding. It goes into all the behind-the-scenes editing stuff. So if you want a better list of that, hit us up. But yeah, so if you wouldn't mind going to Patreon, checking us out, you can become an even bigger part of our community. Miguel, why don't you kick it off? Why don't you kick it off? What are you thinking about
God of War really only came out Friday. Did you guys get a chance to play anything besides that, or not really? Or I could just same old.
I officially beat Far Cry 5, as previously mentioned. I think the ending is an absolute abomination. It is. I can't believe how bad it is. It is so terrible.
I've heard it's funny bad.
It's funny how bad it is. Yeah. It's not like I laughed because it's funny.
Yeah. I played some Far Cry 2. I'm halfway in Fate's territory, I guess. So I still. Who's the last guy that you keep telling me that's a lot better?
Jacob's region was actually really good. I actually really enjoyed his region. I wish the whole entire game was just Jacob's region.
Nice.
But yeah.
And
we played some Fortnite, right?
Yeah, Fortnite. We got a couple matches this week.
Which is nice. Game's getting boring, in my opinion.
They're making it worse, I
just played too much.
Balancing-wise, they're making it worse. Combination of that.
I was trying to get some Fire Emblem Warriors played on the plane this weekend. Didn't get much. There's a lot of text and a lot of things going on the screen, so it kind of made me nauseous. But continue.
I think Jeff is suffering repercussions.
He's dying.
From this past Friday. If you know the date today, this launches on the 24th, so you can do the math on what day that was.
Yes,
God of War. So Miguel, what do you think?
Going into God of War, that's all. I've also been playing a bunch of the post-game content. But now, you guys are in, you're still in main game. How many hours both of you guys have? Go.
Is there a clock in the game?
No clock?
Right?
No clock.
So I have no idea. I want to guess maybe 8.
Yeah, I'm going to say around 8, between 8 and 10.
Yeah, around there.
And looking at the trophies, I don't think we're halfway.
Okay, yeah. Because
we've played enough where we can speed it, but we haven't beaten it.
You could tell me, but I'm assuming that the hidden trophies are part of the story. So if I'm going through that, we're not even halfway still.
If you're in original order on your trophy list and you're just looking at the hidden ones, it's not like after the last game mission, there's like 3 more hidden ones. The last hidden one is the last
like you beat the game as a trophy, and then there's like a cutscene and then a trophy. Yeah. It's just all of them are okay. Yeah, so we're less than halfway through the game.
There are hidden trophies that aren't story related, so
but specifically in the order
in
of the
original list,
default list. Yeah.
Okay. So we're around halfway then. We can say that.
Right about. Dude, the combat's so good. Oh my god, the combat is. I love the variety that you can give yourself with the axe. Like Certain times I'll throw my axe at a guy to freeze him, and then I'll run up to another guy and start beating the shit out of him, and then I'll call my axe back to like finish the guy that I had it in originally, and like there's just it's so interesting how if you look at it, there's not really a lot of different moves, but the way that you mix and match, the way you go about using them, it's so varied. It's so good.
I mean, the moves are there. Good. They're just like put in separate, like I guess perks or whatever you call. So you could pick and choose whatever.
I just meant like as far as like the actual like you have an axe, you punch people, you have the shield. You know?
They're separated.
I have almost everything unlocked already. So if I have almost everything unlocked, then I'm less than half.
That's interesting. When I played it, I didn't even invest in most of the skill trees until like 13 hours into the game, really. Until I felt that I could have been more powerful. So I'm like, oh, you know, let's fuck around with this shit. And that's when I actually started unlocking most of the skills. But yeah,
I waited until about 5 or 6 hours in to start investing. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. What I love about the combat is Rage Mode feels like the Kratos we all know and love.
Yes, it is. Have you put any upgrades on that skill tree?
Not a lot. I only did a couple. I don't remember what
it gets better.
Did you, Miguel, do you have the one where the upgrade for that Rage Mode where L2 is you pick up a rock and throw it?
Not yet. That's my last one that I got to pick up.
Oh, is it? I thought it was the middle one. That's a good one, though. Because, yeah, each one with the Rage Mode skill tree unlocks a new button press, which is really cool. Yeah. So, like, it only starts off, you know, R1 or R2, but then you get the L2 going on, and it's very fun. But, yeah, so like, the axes, yeah.
I want to say a lot of the stuff in the game, but if I do, it's going to be a lot of spoilers.
I would say let's keep this now that we all got it. I know this is the spoiler-free
It's spoiler-free, I know.
Yeah, we might not. I don't know if I'm going to beat it by the end of the next week, so we might hold off on a spoiler cast one. Plus, we want to let you guys, the listeners, beat it as well. And I know not everyone has the time to crank it out. So, but so far, non-spoilers, what I like about the story is I don't think this is a spoiler. I like how Kratos is very reserved. Like you can tell there's just a fury boiling underneath him and he's forcing you to hold it back. And I really like how that comes off in his interactions with Atreus.
Are you paying attention to the story? Like when they talk?
Yep.
Okay. Cuz there's a line there or two that explains why he's like holding it back. I don't know if you caught that.
Well, it's really part of the narrative.
Let's not spoil it, but if you pay attention to when they're talking without, not like the actual cinematic, but when you're walking around, like this between his son and him, like if you pay attention to that, he explains why he's the way he is.
You know what it might be actually that you guys both got in the boats, right?
Yes,
like a long time ago.
I forgot when that comes in. And there are dynamic things being said in and out of different orders. So you could have got maybe like some dialogue conversation on the boat that Anthony might have not gotten yet.
Could be.
Which is a cool thing. And honestly, they've not repeated any of it once. And they just recorded so much dialogue for those boat sections. It's crazy. You're always occupied.
Quick thing. I was doing a mission. And I guess in my way on doing my mission, I found a side mission like right on the line of that, and I was having problems. Yeah, I was having problems beating the enemies, cause I'm like right now I'm level 3. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's the max, but I'm level 3 right now.
I
thought that's the axe level.
8.
No, that's your overall power.
Your overall. Yeah, you got an overall. And the guys were level 4 and 5. I'm like, what the F is this? Like, I didn't understand that. And I had to ask Jeffrey, like, dude, why did the thing just went from like 2 or 3 to like 5? And he's like, oh, it's a side mission. And then I checked and it's like, oh, it is. Okay. So I just kept going on the main mission. But I thought it was part of it, which is pretty cool because you're going in the middle and then you just encounter some guys right next to you. And it's like, oh.
So I took a lot of notes so far. Not a lot. I mean, I scribbled down a couple things. Half of them I'm noticing now are probably spoilery, so I'll wait to mention those on the pod. But there are a couple things I just want to mention real quick. The first thing is the audio design in this game. I'm not talking about the music.
Wow.
I love the music, but I'm specifically talking about the audio mix for like sound effects, vocals, all that. The audio design is so fucking good in this game. Like when Kratos like cracks open a chest, this is a game you want to play loud through like a sound bar or like surround sound if you have
Surround sound. Yep.
It's so good sounding. And especially Kratos' voice, the way that his voice is in the audio mix, he sounds like his voice is booming. Like boom, like it's like he's so much more booming than every other character in the game, and it sounds so good.
Cool audio touch that one of the designers tweeted out, which I noticed, but like cool that like he really worked hard on this, is the whizzing noise when the axe comes back to you.
Oh, that noise is awesome.
It sounds, it goes from far to close, and just like he worked on like all like the retrieval stuff, and I don't know, it was really cool. He was describing it, and how like it shakes a little bit the screen, and like how he got the recalling axe to feel so good with like slight controller vibrations.
It feels like Mjolnir, like it feels like Thor calling back Mjolnir in the Thor movies.
Easy, heavy
so there's that. The audio I absolutely love, and then I really like, and again, no spoilers here, but I really like two specific things about Atreus, Kratos' son. One is that he actually acts like a kid his age. He's not like all-knowing, like how some kids are in video games, like when there's a kid in the game and they somehow know everything. Like he says dumb stuff sometimes, and Kratos is like, "Watch your tongue," or like no, that's a bad idea, like a terrible idea. Like he does stupid shit that kids would do. You know what I mean? But it makes you realize, like, oh, he actually seems like a kid. And then another thing I like about Atreus is he calls out, like he almost breaks the fourth wall and calls the player out on stupid shit that they're doing. Like I there's this thing, I won't say what it is. There's this thing in like the central hub of the area of like the whole game where you don't use it until a little bit later on in the game, but you can keep going up to it. And he's like, "Oh, I knew we were going to do this thing." And Kratos like, "No, we're just testing your patience." And it's like clearly like saying like, "Hey, you the player, you're an idiot. Don't go here yet." Like it's funny how it's like almost fourth wall breaking, how he's like calling out the player.
Yeah, no, he does that a lot. Atreus likes calling to the player. Like sometimes, like if you go back into a room that you found all like the treasure or something.
He was like, "Hey, shouldn't we get going instead of looting an ancient cave?"
Yeah,
it's like something like that. So
that's what I really like about learning as the story is going on too.
And Kratos starts to. I don't want to say it. It's not a spoiler, really, but I don't want. I want to leave it for the. I want to leave it
because the game plays out in real time, and there are really never any time jumps. You know, you're always watching them. Is there a time jump?
That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. That's a spoiler.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider it. I think I know what you're talking about, but either way, you always have your eyes on these guys. You never leave them. And what that allows is you actually do get to see Atreus like growing up and learning, and I really liked him. I thought he was a relatable, a well written, like an authentic, like a real character.
He seems like a real kid you know what I mean?
Like even Ellie from Last of Us borders on like the Juno, the film Juno. Like, oh, you're too like witty for a 16-year-old type, you know, like
in this real life. If this was a real life situation, you would not be this fucking smarmy.
Yeah, exactly. But
like you'd be shitting your pants in this real situation.
You know,
there was one there's one moment. It's a little earlier in the game, where something Atreus. Something happens with his character, and it's portrayed very emotionally, and I think it pulls off really well.
So we love God of War. It's it's already a couple hours in. It's Game of the Year contender for you guys as well. It didn't disappoint. It doesn't sound like at all.
It's definitely bare minimum going to be top 5. I would say probably even top 3. But yeah, it's probably going to be my Game of the Year. I don't see anything else because I'm not a huge Red Dead fan. Yeah. I like it just fine, but
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's going to be the one it's going to have to hold up against. I do still love Shadow of the Colossus. That one's kind of iffy because it's a remake, whether or not we should count it. I don't think it's better than God of War, but it would be going against it. And then Celeste is just a totally different game. I think I would put God of War over Celeste though. But yeah, other than that, I don't see anything competing with it other than maybe Spider-Man.
So we don't know how.
That's also true. I mean, it could fall off a cliff, but from what I'm hearing anecdotally, I don't think it's going to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I think next up for our coverage will definitely be the spoiler cast, which we should be able to get that done next week at least. You guys should.
I'm hoping I can have it done by next week. I'm not making any promises. Really busy this week still.
We'll see, because it is not time to beat God of War. Right now, it's definitely not time, because it is time for the Islander Report.
There'll be some news.
There are 8 items on the list.
A captain's count.
So first up, y'all been hearing it. We've been talking about it. It's the latest word on the street. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 rumored to not include a traditional single-player story mode. This is coming from Chris Plant over at Polygon. Personally, I'd say a reputable source from.
It was also confirmed
it's
by
come from
Jason Schreier as well.
Charlie
on Twitter.
Intel,
Jason Schreier confirmed that as
There's just a bunch of everyone's confirming it. So,
but yeah, at the very
likely
least, Black
true.
Ops 4 will not have a traditional single-player game. What
this
that
is the
mean,
first time that a Call of Duty game will not. If this is true, will not ship with a campaign.
Yeah.
Now,
I feel like
technically
you could-
speaking, Black Ops 3
Oh. I was gonna say
technically didn't have one on
the
last
Vita.
gen. on last
come
gen,
on.
but that's
Oh,
because it
that one
wasn't the full
literally
version.
didn't have a campaign. Yeah, good call.
But it's just technically speaking, if anyone wants to call that out, nitpicky wise. But yeah, this will be the first one on its best platform. Doesn't have a traditional campaign.
I mean, the classified wasn't pitched as a actual.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
That's
side,
I don't
a
think
side
that
game,
I don't
so.
think that counts towards this argument.
But either way, Call of Duty is the one that started off with the campaign against Battlefield. That was all multiplayer, and I'm kind of seeing a 180 on that. But I don't what's the question here? Like, how did this happen? I guess what are your thoughts on this? On no single player?
Okay, if we're gonna get into it, let's get into it. So the source told pretty much everyone that they're gonna focus their development on expanding multiplayer and zombies mode, which is good for me and good for you, Jeffrey, right? Because you're into zombies.
I think the zombies mode, as a zombies fan, as a follower for the years, I think it's going to have a story, a single player. Or co-op.
Doesn't the zombie mode having they're part of the story,
but,
right?
Yeah, but right, like Black Ops 3 was just one map, and it's like, oh, there's a story, but the story is a sub thing.
Okay.
I think
you think they're gonna expand it on different maps?
It would be cool, several levels, cutscenes tying them all together. But I don't know. Imagine it shipped with 5 zombie maps.
Oh, really?
And they all connect or something. That's what I
5
see.
smaller zombie map. See, the thing about zombies that I want.
5 full ass zombie maps.
Okay, the thing that I want about zombies is I want to be able to beat them. What I know that for people like you, I understand you like it the way it is. You like that it just goes for infinity. I want to be able to beat it. That's why I like Killing Floor so much. Is I feel like I accomplished something when I finish.
That's why I like
rounds.
Invasion. Exactly, because you were able to beat it.
That's why I think they're going to have some balance with this. I mean,
Okay.
because that had to be another justifying factor for the higher ups to can the single player. They're gonna say, all right, no single player. All right, but our zombie mode is really not that expansive, and our multiplayer is new. But it's I think they showed him all right, we do have this full-fledged zombie mode, and then maybe someone's like, hey, that could pass as the single player. Get rid of whatever
Okay.
we're working on.
Okay. Let's get into a little bit more of what the rumors are saying, that they're
Next
pretty
level.
much canceling. Hold up.
Yeah.
We could. This is gonna be the last one of it.
I thought that's what you were leading into.
Yeah, but I wanna say this. I think they're changing. They're pretty much canceling or maybe not canceling, but putting it out later, the campaign, because the rumors are that the movement system in the game and how the game was gonna play was gonna feel like
the
a combination of
the gameplay.
Overwatch and Lawbreakers.
Yeah.
That's what people are saying. Supposedly, playtesters played it and they really didn't like it. They were really negative towards it. So, and this is halfway into the game. So
More.
And
They've been working
Activision-
on this game for 2 years.
Exactly.
2.5 years.
And Activision was like, hey, you guys need to cut all this stuff out. Gotta go back into what made Call of Duty. So they're
Open Black
trying
Ops
to
3, save as Black Ops 4.
Exactly.
Yeah. They could.
I mean, they weren't gonna be supposedly. This is what I'm hearing.
That's what I'm saying.
There
They
weren't gonna
should
be
do
kill
now
streaks.
if it's totally borked.
There were gonna be no kill streaks. There were gonna be no perks. All the kill streaks and stuff is gonna be like Overwatch, like your supers or whatever they're called.
Like Ultimates, yeah.
Yeah, ultimates or all this stuff.
What I heard was that the quote unquote kill streaks are like you start off as boots on the ground and then you unlock your kill streak, which is
that's
like
one of
wall
them.
running and jetpacks.
That's like
and shit.
they're called
I don't
they were
want
called
that.
perks.
That's
supposedly.
interesting. I
No,
mean, I
there's
wouldn't
not.
be surprised. They were the guys to be the first.
But they're copying someone.
They copied Titanfall.
Yeah,
Titanfall
exactly,
did it
yeah,
first. Titanfall did it first.
I mean, those two
I mean,
games were
I don't know when they were
around
in
the same
development, so don't
dude.
Yeah,
quote me
good
on
point.
that.
I meant more for Call of Duty series, but yeah, they did copy. I was gonna say
Titanfall
Black Ops
totally
was
launched
much
first. I don't know if
crazy.
they were in development first.
Yeah. And that's another point also about the whole Overwatch thing. And I wrote a tweet about this. And I'm like, you guys aren't the studio that plays catch up. Like that's. I mean, in the beginning,
not.
since Black Ops came out, though, they haven't been. Treyarch hasn't
Like,
been.
I feel like they're missing their point. Like why people love Call of Duty and they keep going back into it.
But especially Treyarch though, like since Modern Warfare 3 came out and everyone hated it, that was the tides shifting. Like that was when Treyarch was like, "Hey, we're the brand now." Like Modern Warfare 1 and 2, everyone's like Infinity Ward's way better. And then Modern Warfare 3 came out and everyone was like, "Fuck this." And
Sempella
then
and the
like the
guys
Black
left.
Ops brand took off. No, I mean that's a fair point. I'm just saying that's when it happened when like Treyarch was the better of the two brands, quote unquote. And I just like, why are you breaking this when it's not broken? What are you doing? Like
They're trying to
especially
innovate,
with
man.
the success
But
of World War II, like and Battlefield 1. I know it's a different franchise, but the boots on the ground, World War II stuff. I'm not saying go back
yeah,
to World
that's
War
what
II,
people want.
but it's just like, what are you doing? This isn't
Like,
Call of
No,
Duty.
I mean, honestly, it
and
looks
this
like
is
they were
all
trying to
rumor, of
innovate.
course,
They were
so.
trying to be super unique, but then they went too hard, and then it backfired.
Yeah, and it seems like they're just copying Overwatch and Lawbreakers. Like if this is true, and eventually we're gonna end up finding out if this is true or not. I'm sure Jason's gonna end up coming out with an article. But like I don't get it if it is, and I wonder they're gonna have what like 6. They got another month before they actually reveal whatever the
What do
game
you think
is.
the odds are they push the reveal?
And
Ooh, I don't think so.
Ooh, I don't
they
think so
announced it,
neither.
I'm not saying I
have
think they
2
will. I'm
months.
saying what do you?
They had 2 months.
I'm sure they have something ready already for it. I'm sure it's gonna resemble something closer to Black Ops 3. I think
Yeah.
that's what I keep hearing. Which that's not what I want, but
It would please
I
fans.
guess yeah.
But with all the studio losing all this development time, it makes sense to see another rumor popping up that Raven Software is coming in. Raven Software, the guys who did the Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, they usually help out on like porting the Call of Duties. That they are helping add a Battle Royale mode to Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Which doesn't surprise me.
As in to really fill in the gap for the missing campaign. And then all this, by the way, actually kind of more or less doesn't confirm but validates the Modern Warfare 2 remaster only being a campaign rumor. Because, like, oh, maybe they thought, we're going to have to give them some campaign. And we've already given them the multiplayer for Black Ops 4.
Well,
so
why
take
wouldn't you
the
just
multiplayer out of
remaster the Black
I
Ops
have no
1
idea.
What I'm hearing-
but that's the
what
rumor,
I'm hearing
man.
about that-
I have no idea.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying
Yeah,
in
yeah,
general,
no.
like I think what you're saying makes sense.
It lines up.
For
yeah.
the rumors, it lines up for the rumors
No.
that we've heard. But if it's true, it's so stupid.
It's so whack.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm hearing that they're not able to do the multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2 remaster because
Licensing
something
reasons?
against Vince and Pella on that lawsuit that they can't
Maybe. Yeah.
like put it in the new one or make the remaster of it. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I keep hearing.
What if Respawn Studios launches Titanfall 3 and it's literally just Modern Warfare 2?
But just like,
dude, I
Like
would
it
love
says
that.
Titanfall 3 in the
Yes,
box,
that's
but
gonna
you
happen.
put it in and
Russian.
it's actually
Yes, Russian.
Here, let's go back to the Battle Royale thing real
Yeah.
quick.
And this ties into the next one as well.
According to to some sources, the development supposedly for the Battle Royale, it's not gonna be able to reach that magic number of 100 players. So it's gonna be around like between 50, supposedly.
Yeah, we don't have any concrete numbers at all. There was no numbers mentioned at all, but we're assuming we would expect. I
mean,
expect about 50.
exactly,
40,
dude.
40 to 50 probably.
If with Ground War, that's usually what 18 players total, I think.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes even
24, I
laggy, dude.
I don't know.
It's 18, I think. That's really laggy sometimes.
Granted,
It's
it
like-
is a smaller map, so it's more people in a condensed area. Whereas like a full-size battle royale
True.
map, it's not rendering per square whatever.
The
unit
other
you would use in video
problem
games.
is that they don't have dedicated servers, bro. They still
That's-
Like
That's the
half,
problem
it's
right
like
there.
they have a hybrid system of
Like it
dedicated
transitions the
server and a
host
PvP.
depending on who's.
It's so dumb. It's like they make so much money and they can't even do that.
FIFA, sports games are the same way, dude. It boggles my mind.
Yeah, you think it would be popular without the 100 players? I think it would be able.
I mean,
to
it's
succeed with
different.
less.
People
I don't
are
think
going
it'd
to
be
play
as-
it.
Yeah,
People are going to play
I
it. It's
mean,
called the. If
I
it's
bet
the
it's
gameplay
very
from Call of Duty,
different.
people play it.
People are playing the mode on China, the Call of Duty Online one,
Yeah, Call of Duty Online. Yeah,
and it's 16 players
Chinese
only.
exclusive online. Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
it's only 16 players, and it seems like people are liking it. So
We'll see how it works. Moving on to another series that is rumored to be trying out the whole battle royale craze. DICE is reportedly prototyping a battle royale mode for Battlefield V5.
I think it makes more sense for Battlefield because Battlefield has always
Yes,
been a bigger
it does.
game, anyways.
Yeah,
like
dude,
as far as
Battlefield
like
has bigger
more
maps.
people.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
huge
it's always
maps.
been bigger
World.
maps. It's always been more people on the screen at once. I think it makes more sense for Battlefield.
yes, it
Call
does.
of Duty was
I mean-
always
I
quote
mean,
unquote the corridor shooter in comparison.
If this happens, I called it like what, a couple months ago.
Yeah,
I mean, they have everything they need, dude. It's like
I would be
they got the
playing-
big maps, they got the weapons, they got they got
already have
those
enough-
dedicated servers
they
for
have
it too.
60. The matches go up to
64.
60 players, right? 64 players. Yeah.
64,
And
and I
that's been
think
for a
in
while.
PCs
For
even more,
Conquest, right?
but I'm not sure.
Is Conquest 64 or is that
Yes,
Operations?
it's Conquest.
Operations
Conquest,
is
Operation
same?
and Conquest don't do
They
it.
both are. Yeah.
They're both 64.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only one that's not is like Rush. But yeah, I mean, TBH, I would be playing the Battlefield one more.
I
No?
just
Same.
gonna hope that it's not a World War II game.
I don't think it's
It
going to be a
will be,
modern
but
game.
I don't know.
I don't think it's gonna be a modern
I'll
game.
be fine with the World War II game.
I mean,
if it's
they got
I
Battlefield
would
Told
like
in
to
a
see
unique way.
them do the Cold War because we got a Cold War game with Call of Duty. I would like to see Battlefield's interpretation of the Cold War.
that would be cool. Yeah.
I don't
Moving
know
on.
if set pieces would be big enough, but yeah, continue.
Moving on to some BioWare news. This comes from I
This
think
is-
Casey Hudson's quote, right? He like
yeah,
made a blog
Casey
yeah,
post.
that's his
Yep,
quote.
yep.
Yeah, he made a blog post.
He
You don't
pretty
even
much
need to
said-
say this whole thing. It's very long-winded.
He pretty much just said like, "Hey, we apologize. We wanted to get some story DLC for Andromeda, but you know
Obviously,
how
it didn't
business
work."
works." Nice.
So
I
he's
guess.
pretty much telling everyone that, hey, we're sorry, we know we kind of messed up, some things happen, and we're gonna try to make it up for Anthem.
with Anthem, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it basically the whole thing was in a greater article about how Anthem is going to be heavily story focused, and they're downplaying comparisons to Destiny essentially.
I mean it's gonna be similar to Destiny, in my opinion, just because
It's
of the
so
co-op.
crazy. I didn't see
We've seen
the
so little of this
comparison
game
at
though.
all when I saw
I'm
the
still
first
waiting
thing.
to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, this is one of those games that are like, yo, chill out. You don't
This
have
is
to
like the
try to push that
Division,
early.
where the Division was talked about for years and years and years, and then it finally came out, and it was a good game. I thought it was a great game, but people thought it was going to be Game of the Century because it was shown for so long. So just
Is this
go
coming
away.
out?
Don't show this game anymore.
This is not coming out this year. Do you guys see it coming out
That's 2020.
2019?
2020, I say.
depending on
2020. Wow.
depending on how much they show at this E3.
If they're smart, they'll
like
wait
the
until
Division.
2020 and make sure this game is perfect. Not perfect, but like there's no stupid little like glitch errors. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
don't-
that's gonna
I would
happen
rather
in-
wait till 2020 and have it be solid than have it come out next year and then rushing for hot fixes.
quickly mentioning Mass Effect Andromeda and then the beginning of this episode. Isn't it so much better when games actually fucking animate their NPCs with the face? Like, I'm looking at like this NPC in God of War, I'm talking, and like they're just saying some innocuous shit, but like, oh, they're animated, they look good, and it's like, yo, well, why can't all games have this? You know?
I mean,
like, obviously,
Yo, I
It's a
thought
little
Horizon
different,
was
bro.
totally fine. I thought Horizon was fine. God of War is better. But yeah,
I don't like Horizons.
Andromeda was borked to all hell.
I mean,
I think
I
God
mean,
looks
okay,
so
hold
good.
up. I'm gonna defend it a little bit just because I like the gameplay. There were a lot more NPCs you had to animate instead of
That's also
how
a good
many
point.
we have in
I
God of
know,
War.
yeah. There's a whole bunch of logistic things. I'm just saying, like, jokingly, like,
I
imagine
get it,
all games,
but it's
yeah.
a little different, bro. You can't
No,
compare them.
that's a fair point against or for Andromeda. What I think is, I mean, I've played plenty of games where the audio sync is terrible. So
Yes.
it doesn't bother
is it
me.
off here?
I would prefer it be good.
Is it off on what?
Is it off slightly in God of War? I think it might just be my capture setup and that I might have a slight delay. No?
Certain characters, I think it's off, and then certain characters it's on. I think it depends on the person. So, like,
there's one of the merchants that I think is off, but I could be wrong.
One of the people in the store, I guess that's not a spoiler. One like they were off.
You know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise I thought it was pretty good. Actually, there was it depends on the situation.
I was seeing whatever. Yeah, if you have
that's gonna get patched, dude. I mean, there was a patch today that
it could also be my soundbar might be off. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking also. But listeners, if you've had any audio sync issues with God of War, let us know and tell us.
Are you playing it
looks
on the
like
PS4?
they're actually speaking words though.
Words and actually events though, like a big rock fell, and I don't know. I think it came a second.
Let me expand on the statement I just said. It looks like they are saying the words that they are speaking. That's what I meant. Like obviously, it looks like they're saying words.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Like if they're saying like, I don't know, Jeffrey likes big
Anthony.
butts, then it looks like they're saying that. What's the question?
You have the Pro or no? I forgot.
I'm playing on the Pro.
Yeah.
I'm playing on the
You guys
Pro
are
with
both playing
performance
pros.
mode.
Okay. Just
Performance
one
mode,
So
both of
good.
you?
Resolution mode is less than I would want to play with. In comparison, after playing performance mode. If I was only playing in resolution mode, I might not have noticed. But playing performance and then going to resolution, I was like, nope.
I started at resolution. I haven't tried performance.
Do it. Dude, it's so buttery smooth. It's so good.
Is it?
So good.
Oh, I'll try it. Because I kind of notice 30 frames are kicking in sometimes when I'm like fighting.
Play
it's
the
a little
performance
annoying.
mode.
And I keep forgetting to switch it, but
this game is totally playable on a baseline PS4, as you can see by Jeffrey's review on our YouTube. The game is totally playable. It's totally solid. But if you have a PS4 Pro, I'm not saying go buy one for this, but if you do have one, it's a must play in performance mode.
if you have the money and you have 4K TV.
I don't even have a 4K TV. I use it for the performance boost. Honestly.
Did you guys look at the HUD settings at all, or you didn't even touch those?
Didn't really mess with it.
No, I
They have
haven't.
immersive modes and stuff. I want to check that out. I'm never a big fan of taking off HUD.
Me either. Just because I want to know, like, not even health, but like other random things. I don't want to lose.
I mean,
same with
doesn't it,
like
like,
Zelda.
pop
I didn't
out?
take it off either.
Like, they disappear after a while. So, I mean,
It only shows up when you're in combat. That's why I leave it on.
yeah.
If it was on persistently, I might turn it off. But we got totally off the rails. Next story.
Yeah.
God of War's
God of
really
War,
good.
man.
Sorry.
God of War.
Firewatch, it infects the report. Firewatch developer Campo Santo has been acquired by Valve. They're the studio also working currently on In the Valley of Gods. They're saying the game's still coming out. They're still working on it, but now they just
Is this going to be
joined
exclusive
Valve.
to Steam?
Maybe
No,
probably
they
on
already
PC.
they already confirmed on Twitter that it was going to still coming out for all consoles. They're still supporting Firewatch.
Yeah.
And they're still.
And
I guess they
after
have like
that
a
game,
weekly
they're
update. or
working
something.
on Steam only. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
because you know what? I mean, I think it was.
doesn't care for exclusives.
I think it was
They never
Dan
did, you know?
Stapleton that tweeted out that a lot of studios that Valve acquired made Portal 2. They made Team Fortress. They made a lot of all these huge games.
Yeah, but when was the last time they made a game?
That's a good point. That scares
But that's
me.
because Valve doesn't make games anymore.
That scares me.
Exactly. How you guys think they're going to actually
I was scared when they announced this that
making games
we're not
now?
going to
No,
get any
I
games
don't.
after that.
Oh, ooh, that's you.
Wait,
ooh.
Dad?
They are not They are not Campo Santos anymore. This is going to be a Valve game when it launches.
Yeah.
Oh, for
it
real? Is that what?
Yeah. They said they're releasing it. They're making and releasing Valley of the Gods as Valve. I'm pretty sure it was as Valve. Fact check
That's
on that,
so
but I'm
weird.
99% sure it was part of that. They had a big Twitter thread. They tweeted out there was like a link to their big like blog post about it, and then in the comments they were saying like we're still doing it, but as Valve, or with Valve, or under Valve, or something like that. So
I mean, because the sad part is Valve doesn't really have all its classic legendary developers anymore. They all left because they haven't been making games. The writers of Portal 2 are gone, and it's like, dude, like we're not going to get a Portal 3. It's like it's impossible now.
well, I guess that would be
I
the
mean,
answer.
it's
to why we didn't get it.
possible. It's just not happening.
Of the story by the same guys. I mean,
I just hope that Sean
like a true
Vanneman
Portal 3.
makes another game after this. You know what I mean? I hope he's not just like making sprites for fucking Dota 2 after Valley of the Gods.
Yeah, I mean, even if I think those guys would leave Valve, if the purchase goes bad, they'll be like, I'm gonna make an indie game, you know, like that seems like the people they are.
But then it's like, why sell Campo Santo? Maybe it was just. It seems like in their blog post they were saying the relationship felt right with them and Valve, Valve wanted to really support them making this game. Maybe they needed more money to make this game.
Yeah.
Maybe, So, but I'm hoping this game is awesome. I love Firewatch. I'm probably eventually going to buy Firewatch again on Switch because I love that game. But yeah, hyped for Valley of the Gods. Good for Campo Santo. This seems like good news for them. So,
Shenmue 1 and 2 pricing has been confirmed for the North American release. Players will be able to buy the definitive remastered edition for $29.99 for both games. That's 2 games. And
Have you guys
achievements
tried
and trophies.
1 and 2?
No,
Not
I've
really
seen a
any
bunch of
interest,
videos
honestly.
of Shenmue in the past. For like YouTubers and stuff. Like I think Angry Video Game Nerd did one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I said on last show, when I hear they're just early Yakuza games, that Yakuza kind of just perfects it. But cool for those who are interested in Shenmue. A series locked on the Dreamcast.
very curious to see how this sells because, like I said, I didn't even know anyone cared about this franchise when Shenmue 3 got announced. So
Until
I'm
it got
very, very
announced.
curious to see if people put their money where their mouths are.
Yeah, we'll see. That's a good point. Next up, NBA Playgrounds 2 has been announced, and it's launching this summer. I guess the first one did well. I never really followed it.
I think Tim Gettys on
I-
Kind of
I
Funny
got it,
made a good
and I
point
like
that
it.
arcade basketball games need to exist. It's a niche that
Yeah.
we need. And so I'm
I
glad
think-
that the first one did well. I'm glad they made the second one.
Miguel, does it have licensing?
Yeah, you
They
have
had,
the
like,
players, you got
legends,
the
too, in it.
teams, you got
Oh,
everything.
yeah,
Dude.
it's called NBA Playgrounds.
Yeah. The game is fun. There was a couple things that were like, I hope it was more like NBA Jam, and
Is
I
this
think
gonna be
they said they're
3v3?
gonna like make it even similar.
Is this going to
What's
be
that?
3v3? Because I wanted it to be 3v3 and it was 2v2 in
It's
the first
2v2.
one. See, I was hoping this one would be 3v3.
I don't know about this one if they're gonna make.
Yeah, no, I know
like,
Playgrounds 1 was 2v2. I'm saying
Yeah.
I hope this one's 3v3, but I don't know. We'll see. Just because I loved Street was 3v3, right?
Dude, Street's the
Yeah.
best.
Three was.
NFL and NBA Street both were the jam, dude. I remember. Did you play the GameCube version of NBA Street V3 with like
Yep, of
Mario and
course.
Luigi and Peach and shit? It was so stupid. But it
Mario,
was so
Mario
good.
posting up on AI. That was lit. You had Mario, Peach, and Luigi in that game. You could play as real human basketball. And then
And people
last
had a
up,
big deal with New Donk City.
right? Yeah, so true. I'm pretty sure they played in like, what the fuck's that court called? Like Lincoln Center or something. No, that's not what it is. Whatever.
Lincoln
some court.
Financial Field is the Eagles.
Some
In
court,
NFL.
obviously, it's a court, bro.
No, it's an outside basketball court like in Brooklyn.
Like it's a real
no,
life
in
court.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Lincoln
that's
Park?
a new dunk, yeah. Maybe Lincoln Park.
What, the Drew
And
court?
then last up, I don't know much about this. Kickstarter
Neither.
horror title Agony finally has a release date, and it's coming May 29th.
The only thing I know
So-
about this game is that it takes
the
place in
background on this?
hell. It sends
where?
players to real life hell or something. I don't know.
I mean,
Cool.
people are hyped for it. So I saw the trailer. I have no clue what's going on it,
Huh. Nice.
but people are really excited for it. So I mean, I guess we'll see when it releases.
So
you're
if you are
it,
excited
let
for
us know what
Agony,
it is and why you're excited for it.
coming
It's a horror
May
game, bro.
29th.
So.
But yes,
Still waiting
that
on
is
that,
all the news for this week.
Still waiting on that Don't Nod game. What was that again? Which one was that? The one we're excited for?
Huh.
Is it?
The
no.
one we're excited for.
Miguel, you know what I'm talking about.
Vampire?
But-
No, I thought it was something else.
By the Life is Strange, guys.
Is Vampire? What's the other one? There's another one that we're hyped for.
I don't know because
It's
it's,
like
not
2v2,
on the list of
v2, or
PlayStation
is that
games coming
Showdown?
to every possible
I don't know.
PlayStation platform as
Nailed
read by
it.
your best friends for the week of April 24th, 2018. First up, we have a game called Cluster Tumble, PS4 digital.
Puzzle game.
Yep. I love when all puzzle games got to say how many puzzles they got in the description. This one
100
has
puzzles.
over 100. Code 51 Mecha Arena PSVR digital. Cosmic Star
Robots.
Heroine PS Vita digital cross buy. So this has been in development for PS Vita for a while. Came out on PS4 a couple of years ago.
Might pick this up on for Vita. It's been out on PS4, but I'm interested on Vita.
I feel like I own it on PS4. Was it a Plus game?
I bought it. I tried to buy it on sale. I don't know if you guys remember this, like last year. I tried to buy it on sale, and literally as I was hitting checkout, the sale, like the store refreshed and it converted it back to full price. And so I had to have
yes, it
them
was,
like
it was a
I had
good, like, price
I had to
error.
wait like 3 days for them to give me a refund because I was like I'm not because I bought it with the intent of it coming cross buy to Vita. Like I was not gonna play it, so I was like I'm not buying this for full price right now. So
Yeah, I have to check. What? Maybe it was a Plus game. I don't know why I think
I
I
don't
own
think
it.
it was. I don't think it was.
Dead Secret PSVR digital.
Horror.
I feel like I yelled that one. Sorry about that. Death Road to Canada, PS4 digital, out $425. Devious
RPG.
Dungeon, PS4, PS Vita digital, cross-buy.
RPG.
Dream Angling, PSVR digital, $426.
Ooh,
Catch
I
'em
should
all,
let Tay
catch 'em
know
all.
about this. She's a
It's
big
a fishing game.
Fishing,
Yeah, if you don't
fishing
get your-
game.
She used to
you
go
get
deep
your-
sea fishing with her dad, so maybe she'll like this. She has no interest in Final Fantasy 15 Monster of the Deep, which makes me upset. But maybe this one will get her eye.
I mean,
It has
this could be
angling in the name. Maybe that'll get her.
Yeah, but it also has Dream, so maybe it's like some fantastical game.
Does look
Emily
like a
Wants to
wacky-ass
Play
swordfish.
2, PS4 digital.
Horror.
The first one of this was notorious for like YouTube Let's Play trash, where it's like a really bad like Unity horror game.
Yeah,
But
that and
that's
Freddy, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at
Those
Freddy's.
two
But you
games.
could argue Five Nights at Freddy's has higher production value and is a better game.
Not by much.
I think the pitch behind this one is that like it's so bad it's funny, you know. Or
That's
by,
kind
like,
of Five
content
Nights at Freddy's
creators.
too.
Jolt Family Robot Racer, PS4 digital.
Racing.
It's a fun looking game. Just in Time Incorporated, PSVR digital.
Have no clue what this
I
is.
wonder if the character's
Yeah.
name is Justin Time.
That'd be funny. It's
a
one of
classic.
those classic like
Classic.
Minecraft ripoff art style.
Yeah, like just blocky ass. Yeah.
I don't know much about this. Do you? MLB Home Run Derby VR. PSVR.
Hopefully this. See, if this is free, it's
Baseball.
I don't want to
Holy
say.
shit! Oh my god! Oh wait, I got it. I was gonna bug out because like, wait a minute, why is there a question mark at the end of the description? I'm like, that makes sense, but then the whole thing is, can you crush it? Continue, sorry.
Okay, I was gonna say if this is free, it's a home run, but then I realized it was a pun, so I like tried to think of something better, but I couldn't think of anything better. If this is free, it's probably cool, even if it's bad. But this is probably $30. Let's be real.
Actually, I'm checking right now.
Check up the price on that because wasn't the basketball one, the NBA 2K one, like
Yeah,
20
that was
bucks?
It's
like
$15,
$20,
$20, and
I
it was
think.
terrible.
Which was
Ooh, this
Great.
next one's actually really good, even though it looks kind of cheesy.
Pick-a-Pix Color, PS4, PS Vita digital.
Did you ever play this on 3DS or Switch?
Oh, I don't.
It's like it's like Picross, but with colors.
Oh, the same name, Pick-a-Pix,
Yep,
is on the other ones. Oh no.
it's on
I
Switch.
mean,
too, yeah.
I love Picross, but I've never. Seen
I
this
actually prefer this to Picross because it's
Ooh.
go play the demo on Switch for the. I think it actually is Pick-a-Pix Color. Play the demo for it. It's actually really good. I don't know if there's a demo on PS4, but there's a demo on Swich. I actually like it a little bit better than Picross. It's a little different. Picross is better looking.
check
Don't get me wrong,
out
but
that demo. Psychedelica of the Black Butterfly, PS Vita digital retail.
classic
I
Japanese
love
Vita game
you,
title.
Vita. Clearing up some confusion from last week. Rick and Morty Virtual Reality PSVR retail. Last week was the digital one. This week's the physical one. Remember, there was that collector's edition that comes with the Funko Pop.
yeah.
Very overpriced.
Huh, interesting.
Yo, you guys saw that? I saw Kyle Stevenson on Twitter. The little amiibo God of War figures. You remember we talked about that a couple months ago? PlayStation was doing those like weird figures. They made a Kratos one and a Trans one for $10.
Cool. Next.
Space Jacked PS4 digital. Survive My Cube. Oh my god, there's just so many fucking games this week. PS4 digital. The
They all look
Swords
like
of
ripoffs
Ditto.
of each other.
PS4 digital. The Swords of Ditto, I think, is the hit of the week. It's this.
This looks like a
Zelda.
Cartoon Network game.
From what I hear, it's just an indie Zelda.
It looks like
game.
an Adventure Time-esque game.
Yeah, it has a feel, Steven Universe or something. To Leave, PS4 digital, and that's it. There's a new Bishop Briggs album and that Batman Ninja, which is I thought people.
Oh, what are you
people
talking
were just
about? The
calling
hit of
it-
the week, 50 Shades Free, is on PlayStation Video.
And 50 Shades Freed and Batman Ninja are on VOD. Get that. And PlayStation View has Westworld Season 2. But that is
so Miguel,
all the
any-
news.
Any
All
update on the
new
price for
things.
that MLB home run thing?
I am checking every article.
It doesn't
It's probably
exist.
$30.
Like,
It
I'm gonna
doesn't
guess
have the price on
$29.99.
it.
Oh,
Gonna
that's
guess
stupid.
$29.99.
So
we'll
that's-
update next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be like $30, like you guys said, most likely.
All right, so now it is time to close out with a fun little time we like to call Video Game 20 Questions, brought to you by the PS Best Friends. Shout out to GameScoop at IGN for bringing this game to attention because it is awesome. GameScoop is dope. So if you don't know what 20 Questions is, video game themed, obviously. Two of the players, one person obviously chooses the game. The two people playing have 20 yes or no questions to guess what
Technically
game
19.
the person. So on the 20th question, the person has to ask what the game is. If you ask what the game is early and you get it wrong, you lose. You don't get to ask the remainder of the questions. So we've been rotating the chair recently. It is back to me, which feels weird because I actually kind of liked playing it because I got it right both weeks in a row.
I mean,
Even though Jeffrey dug me out of a hole last week. Jeffrey dug me out of a hole last week. That was a great. It was a great episode last week. But so I have picked the game. It is good to go. You may ask your questions.
Should we start with the classic one?
Let's
Jeffrey?
do it. Did it come out before the PlayStation 4 was released?
And you're not ready. All right.
Yes.
Always.
No, I am ready.
Oh, he's goofing on us.
No, I was getting my tally thing up.
Yes, it did.
It released before the PlayStation 3. Before PlayStation 4. That's not really not a hit. I was.
So
just
wait. So it came out when?
Came out before the PlayStation 4. I was looking at a 3. That's what fucked me up.
Is it? Should we ask the second question?
Yeah. Go for it.
Honestly, at this point, we should start off with this question.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Did it come out
On the PS3 360
generation? Yeah,
generation.
Yes, it
Dude,
did.
you're tapping way too much.
I don't.
We only have two
This
questions.
is our second question.
Because I was going backwards.
I'm like, dude, you're going
Because
really
it was
fast.
at
What's going
like
on?
17 from the last time I hosted, and I was going backwards back down to 2. Yes, it was on the PS3,
Yes, okay, get it.
Oh my
Xbox
God,
360,
that's
Wii
that
generation.
Yeah, we should start with that question.
Did it launch exclusive?
It did.
So it's a launch exclusive game on
Launch
the.
exclusive, huh?
We should narrow the platform then. It's a PS3 game.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Ooh.
Okay.
What-
Okay.
We kind of dug ourselves. Should we ask, did it end up coming to another system? Or could we assume it's a first-party game? Should we ask if it's a first-party game?
As that.
Is it a first-party
Says
game?
that.
It is not. That's
Okay.
5.
Should we
That's
ask if
five.
it
That's four.
did show... We're on the fifth question.
Yeah, this is gonna be the fifth question.
Yeah.
Not. That's why I said that was 4.
Correct, right?
No, that was 5.
We asked 5 questions.
Yeah. You asked, was it before the PS4? Was it on the PS3
Generation.
360 Wii generation? You
Well,
asked, was it a launch
Okay,
exclusive?
yeah,
it was on the
yeah,
PS3.
yeah.
And then,
Yeah. So okay,
was it
you're
first
right.
party?
You're right. Okay, so it's not a first party. Okay.
Should we ask if it
Is
came
it-
to a different system after launch?
Let's burn the question. Yeah.
It did not.
Did
It never.
Okay, so it's just on the PS3,
forever
okay,
on
great.
the PS3.
okay.
It's not first party. Okay, so it could be Demon Souls. It could be
Is this a?
Lair. It'd be Heavenly
Is it?
Sword.
Should we ask third person or first person game? I think third person at most likely.
It's going to be a third person game, yeah, because
Let's just ask. Is this a third person game?
It is not.
First
What?
person game.
a first Haze.
Is
So it's
this
not-
a
it's-
first person game?
Oh,
Is it a first-person game? Yes.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna ask first, but okay.
And it's not first party.
No, it's not. Okay. So it's a first person game on the PS3 era. We need to.
I think it's
Is this a
Haze.
shoot?
I mean,
What is it? Is this a
Haze.
shooter?
Yes.
Okay.
should I burn some questions to get down there?
For what, Haze?
I mean, yeah, I could just...
What was Haze was the?
Was the cover art with the dude
The-
who has a yellow mask?
Yeah, I
and, like,
remember
they
that.
needed,
Was that the game that you had like 4 players, like you were able to switch between 4?
No.
But
That's
Haze
probably- that's-
wasn't. Haze
are you
wasn't.
thinking, are you thinking Fuse?
That's what I was thinking. Okay, but is this Haze came out for the 360
No,
too.
Haze, I'm 99% sure is an exclusive PS3.
What's an easy way to get that? Who made that game?
Honestly, I don't know. That's why.
Who was the publisher?
I don't know. Does the cover art have a dude with the yellow mask?
Yes.
It's Haze! I knew it.
11
too
questions.
easy.
Haze is a
Haze is always on the
first-person
lines.
shooter video game developed by Free Radical Design and published by Ubisoft. For the PlayStation 3, it was released
Ubisoft,
worldwide
yes.
in May 2008. Releases for the 360 and Windows were canceled.
I keep confusing those two games, Fuse and Haze, for
Fuse
whatever
was
reason.
Insomniac, actually, and I think it was late 360 PS3. It was on both.
I'm pretty
It
sure it was
didn't-
2013 and it sucked ass.
It didn't
Yeah,
suck.
'cause
It just
they
didn't
converted
live,
to something
had a
else,
lot of good
supposedly
ideas
that's
that
the
they didn't
story.
pull off.
It was supposed to be more of a cartoony.
Yeah. And
fun
I think who
four-player
picked it?
game.
Who
And then
picked
the
that
next
one up?
game they
EA,
launched
right?
was
EA got it.
Yeah, and they
Sunset
switched
Overdrive.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though it's cool because the weapon designs and like the features they have are really cool because they fucking do Ratchet and Clank and Resistance. You know, it's
Yep.
Insomniac, but it was just in such a bad wrapper. But
And then
Haze,
Sunset
have you
Overdrive came
played
out
Haze?
a couple years later, and that was what they wanted.
Yes,
to do,
I
so.
have.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Got
I
it,
haven't
like,
played it.
I played like 3 hours of it. I was
Had
like,
some
nah,
cool
I'm not.
ideas, but
It's
yeah,
boring.
didn't work. I gave you a softball because it's my first time in a couple weeks.
Nice.
I was hoping I would get you guys on the Ubisoft thing, but you didn't get to Ubisoft. So
No.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
tried to mess that one up, but you already had it in your head.
I mean, there aren't really many third-party exclusives on the PS3, just because.
I mean, it's
that'd be a really
technically it's
stupid move to
exclusive,
do.
but it wasn't like an exclusive deal. It was just they canceled the other two. So technically, it is exclusive, but it's
funny.
not
I
like a
didn't know that.
second-party exclusive. You know what I mean?
I would yeah.
It's not like how
I would
Bloodborne's
assume-
exclusive, but it's not first party.
I would assume it's because PS3 was their lead development console, and back then it was a bitch going back and forth. That's why I like.
I wonder
a lot of
what other
PS3 ports
games Free
suffered.
Radical made. Let's see what else they made real quick.
Free Radical.
Games developed. They did Time
I-
Splitters. Time Splitters 2, Second Sight, Time Splitters, Future Perfect, Crisis 2, Crisis 3, and Warface as Crytek UK. So that's after a name change. Oh, okay. So the Crisis games.
Oh, interesting.
A
But
far
I guess
cry
not,
from Haze.
Not as the actual Crytek, like maybe a Crytek.
well,
UK.
they were absorbed and called Crytek UK when they were developing those.
Oh.
So
Fun.
yeah, good shit. 11 questions this week. Like I said, a little softball. Jeff's probably going to get a good one this week. So it's Miguel and I next
Yep.
week. Jeff's picking the game next week. Stay tuned for that. So yeah, we're going to wrap the show up here. Any last things you guys want to add before we close out?
I'm checking. I got into Metacritic just to check the Metacritic on God of War.
Oh, shout
I
out
don't-
to the video of Corey Barlog reacting to that Metascore. Amazing.
Yeah, I got really
Yeah.
emotional watching that.
Fun. I don't get it because I'm checking the score is 95 according to the thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, because on the side, like the little bar, it says 97, but I
Is that
thought
the
that was
user
like
score?
but that's how many critics have
Oh, 97 critics have voted.
out of
Okay.
whatever. So that's what they're getting score for.
95 out of 97 critics. That's a very, very good score. That's like
And the lowest one is an
people
80.
don't realize. Like they hear a score in the 90s, and they go, "Yeah, of course." Out of 97 people, that's a very high average.
And you got the. I don't get it, man. This should be a 10 out of 10. This should be the
Oh,
game of
hi.
the year, most likely.
Beat it first. Beat it first, please.
I mean, I'm not the only one saying it. I said it before the game came out. It's gonna be most likely a 10 out of 10.
This has
I
been
mean,
PS Best Friends
it's really
podcast
testament
episode
if
49.
that I want a new game plus it. That
Is that good?
it's that good.
Exactly.
God of War is so good it even interrupts our outro because it's worth talking about. This has been PS
Close
Best
it.
Friends episode 49. For any questions, comments, and concerns, please email us at psbestfriendspod@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at psbfpodcast. You can also find us on Patreon, as mentioned earlier in the show, where you can back us if you back us for $5 or more. You can actually give us a topic for the episode. So head over there. We would love to have you, and we would appreciate the backing. Jeffrey, if you want to give our $2 or more shout-outs for the week.
Remember, if you back us at $2 or more, you can get your name read on the show as well. If you have any creations or projects of your own, we will highlight those as well. We got Jack Mosseri, thank you. Jake Malore, appreciate it. Jack H. Terzi, couldn't do without you. Nathaniel Hicks, love you, man. And Richard, what up, my dude. Remember, you could check out Nathaniel Hicks's Hope County Radio podcast, as well as his Star Wars podcast with our own Anthony Palm. Hello
Hello
there
there.
is the name of the show. So you just got to type in the words hello there in your iTunes search bar, in your Downcast search bar, and bada bing, bada boom, you're listening to podcasts.
Also, please don't forget to subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating on your podcast app of choice, preferably iTunes. That would give us a higher chance of being rated higher up on the charts, which is going to get more people listening, which will get us a lot more viewers, which will get more people in the Facebook group, which you can find us at facebook.com/groups/PSBestFriends. Also pinned on that group is our Discord. You can join us in there as well and talk to us daily. Just kind of chit-chat. We talk about all kinds of random shit in there. So it's a fun time. Check it out. And Miguel, where can people find you?
People can find me at PSN Dark Angel 1010.
And Jeffrey, where can people find you? And also, where can they find your God of War review?
You can find me, Brawl96 on PSN, Mr. Brawl96 on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You could find my video review on youtube.com on the PS Best Friends channel. Just search that. In that description is the direct link to my written review, or you could just go directly to nygamecritics.com and read the review there for yourself.
And you can find me on PSN, the only X188. I'm going to be playing a lot of God of War, and I'm also going to be grinding some Fortnite to try and hit that John Wick tier by the end of next week. So hit me up on there. You can also find me on Twitter at Anthony Palm. Thanks again for listening in. Again, this has been PS Best Friends, episode 49, and we will catch you all next week.
Peace.